last. I have advertised before for people to come and do whatever they want, spoken word or poetry or whatever. So we have some poetry tonight, I believe, from Jen here, who texted and said when you come do it. So here we go, over to Jen. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So like you said, my name is Jen. This is my second time officially holding a microphone, so I'll try not to shake too much. Just a little bit about me. I'm a mother. Of course, you have to say that. That's the most important job in the world. He's 12 now, so I'm counting down the time until he leaves. I'm also a pet owner. I have a cat and a dog, and one is a black cat called Rufus, whose nickname is Satan because he doesn't like anyone and brings in a lot of dead things into the house. The other one, Hudson, is a beautiful Goldador, so he's half Labrador, half Golden Retriever, and he's absolutely useless, cannot catch a ball, and can just about respond to his name. In my spare time, I like to do a little bit of writing and a little bit of poetry and spoken word, which I'm going to test out tonight, and some new material. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. So the first piece I've got is called The Morning Prayer. So before you all go running out the door, it is not religious, okay? I'm not a religious person. You can believe anything you want. I'm welcome to all kinds of opinions, but it was just the name, it's just the title. So, and it goes a little something like this. And if you're feeling particularly brave, you may want to close your eyes as you listen. But it's only for the bravest of souls. And don't worry, I won't steal your drinks, but I can't promise anything else won't happen while you're not looking. So the morning prayer. Feel the warmth upon the brow, a solid beam of light, rays from a place close yet distant, powerful and gentle. Let rays of gold fill the mind with words of wisdom, calm and consciousness. Let the sun's kiss fill the throat with choruses of peaceful bravery. Feel the radiance within the chest, warming the heart with compassion. Feel it open up the lungs with winds of breath and vitality. Observe the light descend with its gold, lowering into the body. Allow its healing to give you strength to the anchored sanctuary deep within your form. Allow this flowing essence to heal all as it reaches the feet, rooting you, being as it should. With quiet notice, your hand's presence, steady, unshakable, and sure. It holds on to only what it needs to. Spread the sensation, which only comes from good, to the shoulders, where you can bear all things with ease, as intended, with ultimate care. Give permission to the mouth to only speak words of truth, for the nose to sense good direction, for the eyes to observe without discrimination, and for the ears to discern in what it receives, all in balance. This is key. So now we've done all the kind of like pretentious, I'm so holy kind of person, and look at me, I know a few big words. I went to school one day and they taught me this thing called a dictionary, and I looked up some meanings of stuff. So for a little change of pace here, I've got a piece called Bitter Ale and Batman Teas, which, since we're in a pub, seems appropriate to mention something about drink. I kind of haven't really finished this yet, and it's still in the editing phase. So we'll see what comes out, but hopefully you'll enjoy it, I think. Maybe. We'll see.
We've all had a drink, Jen.
Oh yeah, I've had a few too. I've had a few too. So I'm just glad I can read words, actually. I'm just like, oh gosh, they're not moving on the page yet. But anyway. Bitter ale and Batman teas. We met where the barrels breathe and chatter. Pub-bound strangers, all noise and clatter. He wore his title like hops on tap. Family run brew sounded sweet in the chat. He was lovely, I said, a sociable gent. Witty, warm, at least that was his scent. I fancied him and thought, he is so pretty. But I fell in love while he played it gritty. Lonely he was, though he would never say. His ex ran off with another man one day. Funny the lot, he'd sneer and parade. He just needs time, I thought. He's just afraid. The bedroom, a bi-monthly affair at best. His reasons came dressed in jest. Well, you had onions yesterday, he would brazenly say. For the record, that's not actually his accent. I'm actually really shit at accents. I can do pirate, I can do whatever the hell that just was, and I can do my own voice. So I'll carry on with the accents, just stick with me. The story will end eventually. And so I'll carry on. I'll read that bit again, I quite like the bit about the bedroom. I'm not bitter, I promise. Well, he had onions yesterday, he'd dramatically bray, till I snapped and said, and I am ashamed of this, I did say, dude, are you gay? And had he been, I'd have stood by him proud. But no, that fucker, he turned that bitch around. I was the nympho for craving skin. More than once a month, he said that was a sin. In addition, the drink and the slurried decline. Passed out cold he was by 9:30. His daughter, 9 years old, watched with knowing eyes while I stitched truths with hopeful lies to her whispered cries of, oh, Daddy, why? Even then I stayed, heart on lease, praying my love would bring him peace. But holidays, my God, brought a new kind of shame. We walked in the shade like life was a game. A tiny sunburn, pink on one side. And when I tell you, when I say tiny, it's actually really tiny. It was just about pink. Abruptly pushed, I was to the side. In a foreign land where no one gave glance, he twisted and dodged like life was a dance. Not once did he ask if I was all right, while he staged his burns in the shadow's light. In that moment, my joy was gone, erased. His vanity, I'm not American, his vanity had taken all of the space. And still I thought, wow, what a delicate man. So fragile, I'll help him, I still can. But then he told me, with disgusted glee, not to wear my Batman tee. No matching outfits, no barefaced me. Put on some makeup, he asserted. People will see. He'd scoff at my outfit, frown at my hair, my afro curls that danced like air. This long-haired white man, bold without a clue, had no business policing what black women do. I didn't plan the next page very well. I'm like, oh God, hold on. There's still more. I haven't finished yet. I've got more to say. After that dramatic pause, I was like, oh my God, I need to say something important. Anyway, I'll carry on bitching about my ex. As you can tell, I'm probably single. I'm not sure if I'm single, but I'm probably single. No sense of care, no empathy, just ignorance dressed in some sort of weird, twisted, obscure jealousy. He'd sulk if I left with lashes bare, while posting jokes that stripped me there. If we win, you can have a go on my missus, like I was tokens in one of his pub's quizzes. Yet I stay. I know I'm stupid, you don't need to tell me, I know what I've done. As love tends to do, supportive, loyal, slowly breaking in two. Then came surgery for my broken knee, recovery aching and recovering slow, bedbound weary, stitched up sore. He popped up briefly and flew out the door. Got a beard, he said, in solemn decree. Washing his feet took precedence over me. And my son, sweet soul, stepped in instead, cleared the mess and stroked my head. He picked up where that man had failed, tidy hands where love had bailed. Oh boy saw what a man could not, that love shows up, whether asked or not. I broke, I crumbled, I cursed his name, yet somehow still felt the disgruntled shame. He'd say, well, I fucked someone bigger and blacker than you. Like that would mean his intentions were true. Now I see through the fog and flame how I shrunk to fit his game. Still he called, pulled the strings, used my friends like pawns in cruel little things. Seeing through the pain and the haze, how I twisted myself to earn his praise. Should I ditch the tea? Always paint my face? Just to earn a selfish man's embrace? No more begging for him to consider me. No more shrinking, bending, tamed. I'm not to be moulded, shared, or shamed. And I will wear my Batman t-shirt every damn day. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully that wasn't too heavy or too bitchy. But yeah, everyone deserves it, so I don't care. So this is my last poem of the night. It's called Obesity. And although this person I'm talking about obviously had an effect on me, he wasn't a terrible person, obviously. But hopefully you'll see some synergy between the previous piece and this one as well. You can just get a drink first, I don't even know. I was just here. For someone who talks so much, I don't know how I'm dry. Oh my God. If it were to my son, if my son was here, he can't because he's only little. But he would be like, Mum, you can talk about 20 hours and not take a break. And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't have a microphone before. And you know, the thing about microphones is that as I'm talking, I can hear my voice and I'm like, that's not what I sound like in my head, which I know is the thing everybody experiences. But I'm also feeling this kind of like feedback, this vibration. I kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if doesn't like. Okay, so this one is called Obesity. Heavy and sluggish like sodden dough, not living nor dead, just going slow. Too full of things that do not glow, only pus, grey goop and my head below. Drag that body step by step, a burden grown too vast to bear. The weight stacks high, no strength is left, each silence ounce a private snare. The hunger gnaws and will not cease, a cycle spun from want not need, overfed and undernourished, the truth ignored whilst falsehoods flourished. Feeding off fears of unknown scarcity, feasting on doubts of insatiable piety, the food that bloats and blinds the eyes, freezing digestion, illness lies. Diabetes, dementia, meaning early goodbyes. Yet still I devour, yet still I concede to the God of uncertainty, fueled by greed. Yet all this weight is not my own, not just flesh, but burdens deeply sown, emotional residues, layers deep, thoughts unchecked that steal our sleep. I wondered, I pondered, I wished for peace. What if I shed both weight and grief? Let go of the love that left me chained, and friends whose kindness was toxically strange. 4 stones vanished, 26 kilos, 56 pounds, a body freed, no longer bound. With will in mind, I claimed the light and rose beyond the grips of fright. I learned to sit upon the heart's true throne, released the weight not mine to own. And there I stood, not lost, but low, and with that spark I set it free, the shadows of mental gluttony. Thank you.